this is a story that, or at least an article here that I have kind of been complaining about for a while, and the reason I use zero streaming services at this point. This article from The Verge says there are more streaming choices than ever. Why are prices going up? If you guys are not familiar with these prices going up, the biggest one here is YouTube TV going from $50 to now $65, and the justification behind that. Let me even go further back. When YouTube TV first came out, I was one of the first users of YouTube TV. Also, because it was $35. It had unlimited DVR. It had a bunch of channels that I was interested in, tuning into. Not all of them, but I tuned into it anyway. And the fact that you could share your $35 account with 6 other people or 5 other people. So it would be 6 total, I think. And then that way you could split that $35 up by 6, and then you would all have your own accounts. You'd all have your own unlimited DVR. Nobody would be interfering with anyone else's shows or anything like that. And I thought it was a great deal. And then shortly after, they went up from $35 to $50. And the justification behind that was the fact that they had more networks, they had more channels. So in my head, the way I thought about this was, I was like, well, I don't want all these channels. Yeah, maybe there's 1 or 2 that I like, but why am I being forced to pay more when I don't want all of this stuff? Give me an a la carte option. A la carte meaning I want to pick what I want to watch, and then just charge me that way. I would rather have that option. And then now they're going from $50 to $65, and they've also added more channels to it. Does this business model remind you guys of anything, chat? I mean, I'm sure you guys can take a guess what this model sounds like. This sounds like regular cable TV. They will keep upping the prices. They will keep giving you more content, but how much of this do you really want to watch? How much of this is really interesting to you, or that you would fork money out for? I have to add on to it, because it's not just YouTube TV. I used to have Netflix, and I had a family plan or whatever, and we split that up. I tried Hulu out, split that up, had HBO, split that up. But how many of these am I going to have to buy? When does it stop becoming a deal? Somebody, Brian actually brought this up a while ago. And one of the reasons that I had a hard time leaving cable TV was live sports. One of my favorite things to watch is the NBA. I love watching the Bulls or just basketball in general. I'll watch the Cubs every once in a while. But one of the reasons I had a hard time giving up cable TV was for sports. And then when I finally cut the cord, I had to teach myself to just stop watching sports. And I have. And sports really isn't as important to me as it used to be. But a big reason was also because I just didn't want to pay the money for it. I just didn't see the point. And that's happened now. It's moved from cable to all of these streaming services. I'm like, well, wait, I'm not going to pay for HBO, YouTube TV, Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, and whatever else is out there. I'm sure there's a ton out there that I don't even know about. And so I was like, well, I could either pay money for all of these and try to find the best deals, and then I would have tons of content to watch, or I can just stop watching it altogether. And that's why I just stick with YouTube now. That's why I just stick with Twitch. And you know what? Those keep growing day by day. There's more content every single day, more content. And the price never changes. I get to watch all that stuff for free. Twitch is the same way. And you guys got to be kidding me if you think there isn't useful content on YouTube to watch. There are creators out there who's trying to put good stuff out. I think it's just a matter of just trying to find what's out there. I understand, though, people want to watch higher production, better production stuff, something with a story, and I totally get that. And I don't blame anybody. I'm not trying to say, hey, like, shame on you for doing that, because that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just saying, if you want to save some money, there might be a way out of it. And if I can get out of it, maybe you can get out of it too. But by all means, if you have the money for it, please feel free. I know a lot of people want to watch their shows or movies, and I totally get that. For me, this is how I feel. This is a much longer story than I meant to say, because I just wanted to give my little opinion on it and then read the story. But let's talk about it. YouTube TV announced yesterday that it'd be raising its prices by 30% to $65 per month. Fubo TV followed shortly after. I didn't even know that, announcing increases of its own that put the lowest tier of the service at $60. Or maybe I did hear about that. Anyway, either way, they're going up in price. The first era of internet stream TV, the one of cheap, innovative cable alternatives, is over. And what comes next is going to look a whole lot more like the traditional cable services it promised to replace, with prices to match. Over-the-top internet TV services were supposed to save us from the limited bundles and expensive prices of traditional cable. Big internet companies like Google, PlayStation, and Hulu swooped in to rescue consumers from the archaic TV services of Comcast and AT&T with better apps and rock bottom pricing that seemed almost too good to be true. Turns out it was. All right, I'm not going to go into this whole thing. I feel like I've already explained, what I needed to explain here. So it's saying it's easy to see how we got here. YouTube TV, for example, which started out in 2017 at $35 a month, offering access to ABC, CBS, Fox NBC, and roughly 35 cable channels. In 2018, went up to 40, and then 50, and then now 65. You can track similar price increases over the years for other services like Hulu, from $39.99. I didn't even know Hulu was that expensive. That's so expensive. To $55, or AT&T Now, for $35 in 2016, and now $55 for its cheapest plan. PlayStation View, $30 a month, blah, blah, blah. This is a much longer article than I thought. In a perfect world, you'd be able to select the channels you wanted off a checklist. That's what I want. I think that would be the perfect world. I don't know if that's ever going to happen, but in the meantime, if it's not going to happen, I will just stay away from TV altogether. People always talk about the newest shows that have come out, and I'm like, well, no, I haven't seen anything. One of the last shows that I watched before I stopped watching TV altogether was like Rick and Morty, Better Call Saul. I don't know what else I watched before things ended. I think I watched Westworld for a bit. But I haven't watched any new seasons of anything in the longest time. And it's because I refuse to pay the money for any of these streaming services, because I just don't want to get in that like rabbit hole of buying every single TV service. And just for the fact that I can talk about what shows I've watched over time. I know it's entertainment and we need entertainment here and there, but I guess in my life, I've been so busy lately that this isn't even an issue for me anymore. So, yeah, I'm not saying that we're like trapped in there, but all I'm trying to say is you guys can save money if you can try to find your way out of like watching all these streaming services all the time. I don't know. That's just how I feel about it. So